The clock stopped. Then the world stopped. It read 9.87 seconds, a time that sends shockwaves through the sport of sprinting, a time that announces a new force. But the name next to it was not a household one, not yet. It was Kishane Thompson. Many in the crowd whispered, "Who?" They scanned their programs. They looked at the giant screen. The name was unfamiliar. This was not a seasoned champion. This was a young man from rural Jamaica, a place far from the bright lights of international track and field. He had just run one of the fastest times of the year. He had beaten world-class sprinters, and he had done it with a quiet confidence that was almost unnerving. This was not supposed to happen. Not this fast. Not for someone who was, until that moment, a relative unknown. Track and field has its established kings. It has its princes in waiting. Kishane Thompson was neither. He was an outsider, a ghost who had just materialized on the world stage. His journey was not one of privilege or early fame. It was a story written in sweat and silence, a path carved through dusty tracks and nagging injuries. This single race was the culmination of years of unseen work. It was a declaration. A new contender had arrived, and he was not just fast. He was impossibly fast, a bolt from the blue. Before the bright lights and the stunning clock times, there was just a boy from Mitchelltown, Clarendon, a small rural community in the heart of Jamaica. Life here was simple. It was not easy. Opportunities were scarce. Dreams often felt distant. His family was close-knit. They taught him the value of hard work and humility. These were lessons he would carry with him long after he left the dirt roads of his childhood. He was not born into an athletic dynasty. He was just a kid with boundless energy and a quiet spirit. His first steps in sport were not on a state-of-the-art synthetic track. They were in schoolyards and on grassy fields. He played football like many boys his age. He loved the freedom of running. He loved the competition. It was here that a sharp-eyed coach first noticed his raw speed. It was an effortless, gliding motion, a natural gift. He was encouraged to try track and field. At first, it was just for fun, another way to burn off youthful energy. But soon it became clear that he had a special talent. He was not just fast, he was different. There was a smoothness to his stride that you could not teach. The transition to a serious athlete was gradual. It was driven by a small circle of believers. His first coaches saw the immense potential hidden within his quiet demeanor. They nurtured it carefully. They did not push him too hard, too soon. They understood that raw talent needed patience to blossom. Training was basic. Resources were limited. They made do with what they had. Old equipment, uneven surfaces. But they had something more valuable. They had belief. They saw a future champion in the skinny kid who could run like the wind. Their faith became his own. He started to see a path forward. This early period shaped the athlete and the man. It forged a deep sense of gratitude and resilience in him. This foundation of humility and hard work would become his greatest strength. It would carry him through the toughest challenges that lay ahead on his journey. The next chapter of Kishane's journey began at Edwin Allen High School. This was a significant step. Edwin Allen is a powerhouse in Jamaican high school track and field. It is famous for producing world-class athletes, especially female sprinters. Going to a school with such a strong athletic program was a big change. For the first time, Kishane was in an environment dedicated to excellence in sport. He was surrounded by other talented young athletes. The competition was fierce. It was here that his raw talent would be tested. He struggled with injuries, even as a teenager. His body was still adapting to structured training. These setbacks were frustrating. Watching his peers improve while he was sidelined was hard. It taught him patience and how to read his own body. His coaches saw his potential. Michael Dyke, Omar Ewan. They managed his development carefully, protecting him from his eagerness to run fast and train hard. Despite challenges, there were flashes of brilliance, a sudden burst in a relay leg. These moments were glimpses of the future. They revealed the engine inside his injury-prone frame. Coaches knew they had something special. They called it effortless speed. The challenge, keep him healthy enough to show it consistently. High school was quiet growth. He learned race strategy. He learned proper warm-ups and cool-downs. He learned to handle the disappointment of a bad race or an injury. He wasn't a champ star. His name wasn't in headlines, but he absorbed everything. It was the calm before the storm. After high school, most top Jamaican sprinters follow a well-trodden path. They might go to a local university or get a scholarship to an American college. Kishane Thompson chose a different route. His injury history made many top programs hesitant. He was seen as a risk. It was a difficult time for him. The path forward was not clear. Doors that opened for his peers remained closed. Doubt began to creep in. Was his dream of becoming a professional sprinter over before it truly began? It was during this uncertain period that he found a home. Stephen Francis, the legendary coach of the MVP track club, saw something others missed. Francis offered him a chance. Not a promise of stardom, but an opportunity to train. An opportunity to rebuild his body and his technique. From the ground up, with his son, Paul Francis, taking the lead role in coaching him. The training was unlike anything Kishane had experienced. It was scientific. It was precise. Coach Paul Francis focused on strengthening Kishane's hamstrings and improving his running mechanics. It was a slow, painstaking process. There were no shortcuts. For months, Kishane wasn't focused on running fast. He was focused on running correctly. He had to unlearn old habits and build a new foundation. This period was transformative. He was surrounded by some of the best athletes in the world. He watched them train. He saw their discipline. He saw their dedication. He was no longer just a boy who could run fast. He was becoming a professional athlete. The quiet, humble kid from Clarendon was being forged into a new kind of weapon, one that was not only fast, but also smart and durable. The years of patient rebuilding began to pay off. It started quietly, a gradual accumulation of small victories. He started completing full training sessions without getting hurt. Within the small, intense world of the MVP track club, whispers started to circulate. People who saw him train every day knew something special was happening. His coach, Paul Francis, kept him under wraps. They focused on smaller local meets. Kishane started winning. He ran a 10.21 in 2021. Then a stunning 9.95 personal best in 2022, though it was not officially recorded due to a faulty wind gauge. The 2023 season was when the whisper truly started to become a roar. He was finally healthy and consistent. He ran a legal 9.91 early in the season. This was a world-class time. It put his name on the lists of the top sprinters in the world. But he was still relatively unknown to the general public. It created a sense of mystery around him. This period was crucial for his confidence. After years of doubt and injury, he was finally seeing the results of his hard work. He was proving to himself that he could compete at the highest level. The quiet boy from Clarendon was ready to step onto the biggest stage. The date was September 2nd, 2023. The place was Xiamen, China. It was a Diamond League meet, the premier circuit in track and field. This was Kishane Thompson's first major international race. He was in a lane next to the reigning world champion, Fred Curley. He was surrounded by a field of seasoned veterans. The starting gun fired. Kishane exploded from the blocks. His reaction time was good, but his acceleration was phenomenal. In the first 30 meters, he was already in control of the race. He ran with a powerful, yet relaxed form. He looked like he had been running in Diamond League finals his entire life. As he approached the finish line, he was pulling away. The clock flashed the official time, 9.85 seconds. It was a new personal best. It was a world-leading time. It was a massive upset.
I'm feeling grateful. I came out here to execute and have fun.
He simply let his performance do the talking. But the message was loud and clear. Kishane Thompson was no longer just a prospect. He was a contender. Just when the world was his, the old ghost returned. During a routine training session early in the 2024 season, he felt a familiar, sickening twinge in his hamstring. The recovery was slower than expected. The clock was ticking. The Jamaican Olympic trials were fast approaching. Missing them would mean his Olympic dream for 2024 would be over. The comeback trail is a lonely place. It is a path of monotonous drills, painful stretches, and incremental progress. During this period, his mind became his most important muscle. He would close his eyes and see himself running, healthy and powerful. The stage was set, the Jamaican National Championships. For Kishane Thompson, more than a race, a test of his recovery, his resilience, his heart. The gun fired. He exploded from the blocks with the power he and his coach had so patiently rebuilt. His start was flawless. His acceleration was a thing of beauty. He had faced his setback. He had endured the long road back. And in front of his home crowd, he had delivered his comeback. Kishane Thompson had not just punched his ticket to the Olympics. He had announced himself as a true warrior of the track, ready for his ultimate battle. Kishane Thompson's journey is a powerful lesson in human potential. His rise was not a straight line to the top. It was a winding path filled with obstacles that would have stopped most people. What makes Kishane's story so compelling is his character. In an era of loud personalities and social media bravado, he remains profoundly humble. You do not have to be the loudest voice to be the most powerful force on the track. His respect for his coaches, his gratitude for his opportunities, his quiet dedication to his craft. This humility keeps him grounded. The comeback at the Jamaican Olympic trials was the ultimate expression of this spirit. It was born from months of silent, grueling work far from the spotlight. That victory was more than a fast time. It was a declaration of mental fortitude. It proved his greatest strength wasn't just explosive legs, it was the unwavering belief in his heart. Ultimately, he represents the triumph of resilience over adversity. His career inspires anyone who's faced a setback. The path to greatness is rarely easy. The quiet boy from Mitchelltown has become a symbol of hope and perseverance. Our biggest challenges can become our greatest strengths, transforming the unknown into the unstoppable. As Kishane Thompson looks towards the future, his focus is clear. The immediate goal is the Olympic Games, the pinnacle of his sport. He is inspiring a new generation of young athletes who might also be struggling with injuries or facing doubts. His path shows them that there is no single, orthodox route to the top. His impact will also be felt in the quiet humility with which he carries himself. He is a role model who demonstrates that success can be achieved without sacrificing one's core values. The final pages of Kishane Thompson's story are yet to be written. The boy from the quiet fields has become a man on the world stage, his future a thrilling expanse of possibility. Will he stand on an Olympic podium? Will he break world records? No one knows for sure. Humility, heart, unstoppable spirit. His journey is a testament that a legacy is not just about the destination you reach, but about the battles you overcome along the way. And Kishane Thompson's battle has already made him a champion in the truest sense of the word.